Welcome to the Chopper Fett Garage, everybody. As again, Chopper Fett here for you today. And we got a pretty simple discussion today. Are knockoff Chinese fairings worth it? So, here in the Chopper Fett Garage, where I spend way too much money, way too much of the time, we have both of them side by side here today. So I was able to purchase a official Harley Davidson fairing not too long ago. So, and as you can see, the rest of it is, it's probably painted a vivid black color instead of just being a simple gloss black. I don't know what the difference is between those two, but that's the Harley Davidson version. Now here's the Amazon version. Again, it's a very similar setup. Got nice gloss black on it. It also has the clear shield I went for. I could probably get that tinted if I wanted to. But I mean, when we look at it from like this angle here, guys, these fairings, outside of maybe a little bit of a curvature here, are pretty much the exact same thing. $399.99 retail for one of those. Plus you have to buy the 49mm brackets and clamps. $60 shipped from Amazon. And if we flip over the Amazon version, I feel like I do have to be a little bit more fragile with the Amazon version. I don't know why. I think the plastic is not quite as thick. But as you can see, same bracket, and then I did add the bunking with quick disconnects. So what one am I end up running? Well, let's go on the bike and find out. Yep, we're gonna keep the Amazon one. It took me about a minute to put it on. It also takes me about a minute to put on the Harley Davidson one as well. So yeah, this obviously isn't designed for a 490mm bike, but the brackets make it work. As you can see, we're pretty lined up. Maybe not perfect, but let's go ahead and go for a ride, and let's talk about it a little bit more with my experiences that I've had with it up to this point in time. Alright, yeah, so before we even get going, just kind of preface this with, that's how many miles I did yesterday with this fairing on, and let me just say, I was very glad I had it. We'll explain why here in a minute. Let's get rolling, and we will explain what happened yesterday. Alright, well, thanks for joining me here. This is a nice and brisk Sunday morning. The reason I'm going out so early today is I'm in part of simulation mode. So the reason I put 173 on the mic yesterday was because my dad and I are planning at some point in time to make a quote-unquote laser pilgrimage back to our hometown, at least my hometown, where he raised me for 12 years anyway. So that's about 140 miles away. So we decided, well, let's start getting our bodies ready for it. But like I said earlier in the video in my garage, my intent was to go fairingless for most of my daily life, which that's still going to be the plan. But the reason I rode with the fairing yesterday is, if I'm going a long distance, I would like to have something to at least block the wind off the chest. And I'll tell you this much, this fairing did the job. I probably got pushed around a little bit more because it does add a little bit of bulk to the bike.
And say it with me! Beefcake!
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 But as far as the pressure that's on the chest right here, I have none. I'm just getting air straight up into the visor. So the wind is just hitting me in the visor, and so what that is actually going to do, it does put a little bit of strain on the neck, but that's strain I'd probably have anyway. Wearing a full face, I was a little concerned I'd get some really bad buffeting with this thing. I wish I would have started my channel about 2 years sooner, because you would have seen I've been through road warriors, cafes, gauntlets, fly screens, actual windshields, in hopes of finding something that is doable for my long distance adventures that I plan to go on. And everything that really, outside of the cafe fairing and the FXDL speed screen, everything gave me terrible head shake. So I was a little concerned, because if you look at the overall design of this thing, it's pretty similar to a gauntlet fairing. It does have the closed front over the headlight, and really the windshield top part is the same as the Memphis shades. So I was really thinking, I'll give it a shot. So long story short, how we ended up where we're at is a guy up at the Harley dealership local to me was selling a official HD quarter fairing with the 49mm brackets and clamps. I had to jump on it, so I did just that. I put it on, I rode it, I was like, not bad, this is doable. But I didn't really put a lot of miles on it, because the screens were a little scratchy and I wanted to get them replaced before I really showed it off much. So again, I rolled up to Harley one day. I was like, hey, I'm using this fairing, and here are the direct replacement part numbers. What will it cost me? Came back and quoted me about $110, I feel like, after tax, which is ridiculous for two pieces of, I want to say it's plastic, it's definitely not glass. It's like a thick Lexan, whatever that word would be, plastic. So he actually said, you should look into those Amazon fairings. Like, really, I mean, the Amazon stuff, I've just, I never really heard bad things about it. Maybe not great, maybe not terrible at the same time, but I just wasn't sure that it was worth the money. He's like, dude, let me tell you, I am running Amazon. That service manager back there is running Amazon. We're not paying full retail price on a Harley Davidson part when a knockoff is out there that does just the exact same thing. You don't get your sticker that says Harley Davidson on the front, so save yourself about $340. And this is what I bought, and this is actually, guys, what is on the bike. The black was in a lot better shape than that quarter fairing was. The quarter fairing from Harley was not in bad shape. It was just, it had been used, and this one will eventually get to look like that as well. I was like, well, let's see if the bracket matches up, and if it does, let's go and throw it on the bike. Threw it on the bike. It fit the exact same way. I had the same gaps that I had on the official HD fairing, so I'm like, okay, so far pretty much everything's the exact same. I went out a few days ago and finally gave it the first initial test ride, because I knew Dad and I were going on this little adventure yesterday. And so on that adventure, we were on this exact same road, and the wind was not quite as bad as it was yesterday, but it was probably 15 to 20. I didn't get much head buffeting. I got a little bit, but not terrible. So I'm like, okay, I hope I don't regret this, but I'm going to run the fairing on the trip that I just did. And I'll tell you what, folks, I am so glad I had the fairing on this trip. Oh man, I am stuck on a hill and the car's starting to creep up on me. Yeah. Dang train. Anyway, so the fairing came in such good handy yesterday. I can't tell you which one to buy. I mean, if some people, they have to buy the Nikes, they have to buy the Adidas. Some people like me will go to Walmart and buy my pair of shoes. It's just who I am. I can't fathom paying full price for anything. I've never paid full price for anything on this bike. Everything I bought on this bike has been secondhand or at a discounted price. It's just the smart thing to do, especially when, you got kid and maybe another one on the way. Hey, and let me tell you guys, this fairing is just awesome. It takes me about a minute to put it on because you have to finagle it around the headlight to get it situated just right. But after a minute, it's on, it is secure, it is not going anywhere. And then to take it off takes literally 5 seconds. It comes off so much easier than it goes on. I did go ahead and I bought a locking clamp when I had the Harley Davidson one because I now know when to lift it. But I went ahead and just transferred it over to this thing. Same reason, I don't want anyone to lift it. Whoosh! Not too bad. So this test here, now I did say when I do my moto vlogs I would go without a fairing, but I kind of wanted you guys to hear the difference between my last video without a fairing and this video with it running. You do get more wind noise. I think I have all my vents shut currently on the helmet. Let me take a look. Now I have all the helmet vents shut. I had to keep that bottom one open. My glasses were fogging up. But it is definitely much louder, and this almost made me really hate the showy helmet. So you do have a little bit of a trade-off. You either get to have some wind block your chest and a little bit more comfortable ride, but your ears maybe ring a little bit more due to the wind, or you ride with that naked bike and, you know, maybe a little bit more fatigued than if you would have been otherwise. But yeah, go ahead and post in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you guys run these Krator type fairings, or do you go for that name brand? I'm not going to fault a person either which way, but I just wanted to put it out there that I have these two sitting side by side, and there's not enough difference for me to justify a $340 price tag difference between the two. So right now we're cruising about 65. We're going to push it up to 70. And yeah, there's a little bit of a helmet shake, but again, it's nothing terrible at all. I'm just really impressed with this thing, and what's nice is if I get a crack in it or whatever, I just pay another 60 bucks. I could buy 5 of these things for the price of one new HD fairing. I hope you enjoyed this video here. Hopefully maybe save you some money if you were on the fence about going with the knockoff versus the official. If you have any other questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. I always am looking at those. I appreciate all the support. It's been awesome. I love the interaction with the social media aspect of it. So without further ado, we're rolling back into town. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day whenever you are watching this video, and I will catch you on the dark side. Chopper Fett seeing ya later.